We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us.
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Can't stop if you don't start.
That was the best way to, or that was the best attitude to have going into this. All right, let's start recording so that we can stop.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you don't start recording, you'll never be able to stop recording, and then the episode will never happen, and we'll just be sitting here for who knows how long,
and
with no content.
I know that we don't enjoy talking to each other just for the sake of it, so it would be a gigantic waste of our own time.
Probably. And, our listeners are clamoring for us to keep putting out content. So we better start.
They're mid-clamor. They're constantly in mid-clamor.
Right.
Even though we always put out content, they never seem to, get satisfied by it. They're like, we need more.
It's never enough. It's never good enough.
It's never enough, nor is it good enough. We want more, and we want it to be better, but you guys are never going to deliver on.
This was not good enough. I need more.
Yeah.
Of this or anything or slightly different. Maybe slightly different. Maybe better. I'll keep listening, but I want better content from these guys, and I'm going to keep listening until I get it, or else.
If that's not, enough motivation for us, I don't know what it is.
Right, yeah. I don't want to even know what or else will be.
And, it leaves it open to our own imagination if we never find out. So we can use that as a way of creating our own level of motivation to give them what they want.
Yeah.
Like if we say, okay, or else means, I'm not going to, donate to the homeless anymore. Then we might be like, oh, geez, we better really step up our game. But if it's like, you know what, I'm going to start using plastic grocery bags instead of paper, then we're like, I guess that's not really, I don't really care what you do with your grocery bags. So,
right. Yeah. I mean, you should be using, reusable bags.
Fine. Then
even paper's no good.
So what if if you guys don't give me better content and more of it, then I'm going to stop using my reusable bags and I'm going to exclusively use disposable bags and also tie sea life up inside them.
Yeah. And burn the plastic ones
after filling them with sea life.
Yeah. So that I'm not only am I polluting the atmosphere, but I'm also killing one of Earth's lovely creatures.
I'm going to fill the plastic grocery bag with endangered sea life, and I'm going to set it on fire every time I'm done grocery shopping. And believe you me, my grocery store is on the beach. So this is very easy for me to do. Also,
they shop at the beach grocery store, which is the worst one because it's taking up precious beach space.
I know, that's sought after real estate.
It's
and they probably had to pave over some of the beach for the parking lot as well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so
they put up a big ramp,
a parking ramp,
partially in the ocean. Yeah,
but on top of that, they decided not to put a ramp near the stairs up to the front door. So they're also making it difficult for anyone that uses a wheelchair.
And they're dumping toxic waste into the ocean.
Yeah.
Because it's not only a grocery store, it's also a power plant.
that uses toxic chemicals to produce power.
It's a nuclear power plant. And they're dumping the nuclear waste into the ocean.
Directly into the ocean.
Which is, the listener's a little pissed because it's killing some of the animals before they can.
It's true. But what it's also doing is it's driving some of those animals out of the ocean, making it easier to capture them.
Onto land?
Yeah. They're like, the water is killing us. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. They're mutating into have the ability to crawl onto land.
Well, the toxic waste helps, accelerate the mutation.
Yeah.
So
right.
That's how it's engineered. The toxic waste mutates the sea life making it possible for them to live on land. So they try to escape the sea to then live on land to be out of the chemicals. And then the customers bag them up and set the bags on fire.
Right.
And then the beach
And then
security
sprinkle
shows
those
up.
ashes back into the ocean.
Yeah, to honor them. It was in their last will and testament.
They're like, we want out of this ocean. It's not to honor them, I think, because they're trying to escape the ocean. These people are killing and burning them and then throwing them back into the ocean.
They're trying to
like, no.
Right, but they're trying to escape the ocean in that moment of haste. Or
Right.
not haste, but they're in that moment of desperation.
Right.
They're
Panic.
the panic, exactly. Their carefully thought out last will and testament document is like,
Right.
I
They
want
have
my
notaries.
and they all first of all, they all plan to be cremated because if they want their ashes to be sprinkled into the ocean. They want to be burned. But the customers,
So we're doing them a service now.
well, the customers are
Not us. Not we.
Not we. We're just
The listeners.
we're just motivating the listeners to think that
Yeah,
they're doing this
kill-
on behalf of the animals, but
sea life.
they want to be cremated once they've already passed of natural causes. They don't want to be killed.
Oh.
But our listeners are our customers. Like we're the grocery store now.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
No, take that back.
No, we are not affiliated with HSF Foods at all.
Yeah, the F doesn't stand for foods
It
in
doesn't.
the HSF part.
The HS means highly soluble foods.
Sought after.
Highly sought after. Yes, not HSAF. Just sought
It's
after.
hyphenated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
In this instance.
the best kind of words are hyphenated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You take two normal, regular, boring little words and you hyphenate them, instant upgrade. I think.
Right.
Like cat-like.
Yeah. Or blowjob.
That's not hyphenated, is it?
In this case, it is because it's not referring to the,
The sexual act?
yeah, it's not the sexual act. It's a job that requires blowing.
Like a glass blower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blowjob.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's not necessarily how you want to put it on your resume or your Tinder profile, but
why not? Well, yeah, because I mean, a lot of people are
I have a good blowjob would be how you'd word that on a.
Well, then the people that would be like, well, then what do you need me for?
Yeah.
Why you
That's
want
why you don't put it on.
exactly?
Yeah.
Why are you on a dating site if you already have a constant blowjob? What do you mean? You have a good blowjob all the time?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Morning, noon, and
And
night.
they'd be like, "What the hell is this?" You're like, "I am a glass blower."
Yeah, it's my job
Yeah, and
to blow.
I have tenure.
like you're a professor?
Yeah,
Okay.
Professor Blowjob.
I didn't realize that you had that type of ranking in the blowjob field. I mean, the glass blowing field. The glass blowing field.
No. Right.
Things are getting misconstrued here, I think.
Possibly.
But
Or not.
You don't think they are? You're not sold on it completely.
I'm fully following this line of inquiry.
BS?
BJ.
It's a BS BJ. I mean, we've all gotten them. We've all had them. They do it for the money.
All.
What?
Everybody
Everyone.
has
Yeah. It was all the rage for a while.
blowjobs.
The BS BJ.
Oh, I thought you just meant in blowjobs in general.
No, they were
all the rage for a
blowjobs were quite popular.
They
for
were
a while.
super in for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was getting
People
them.
seems to like them. I don't get it. I'm not exactly sure when they went out of fashion.
I
but
don't even really know what it is, but I've heard about them.
it's-
Yeah, people wanted to get them. People wanted to give them. People wanted to get and
Right.
give them at the same time. So I've been told.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still unclear exactly on what a blowjob is.
Well, that is a failure in your parents teaching you about sex education. You know that time in your life when your parents tell you about blowjobs?
Yeah, they're like it's people truncate by saying just the birds and the bees, but it's the birds and the bees and
Right.
the blowjobs.
It's the birds on the beach.
Yes. Yeah. See, it got confused. It got sort of confused over
Yeah.
time, and people tried to sort of PG it up by calling it the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
Because just calling it the birds and the beach, it's already raising curiosity and questions from the children right off the
Yeah,
bat.
like what's a beach?
Yeah. What's a bird's? And is there such a thing as a bird job?
I guess maybe if you,
You're like a bird handler.
yeah, if you,
You're
let's
into
just say if
you're
you
into falconry.
falconry or like pigeon racing or messenger pigeoning.
Pigeon
That's what it's
racing
called.
is the first thing you went to. What's a
Yep.
is that real?
Yeah, pigeon racing?
Pigeon
sure.
specifically pigeon racing.
Google it. Yes, it is a real thing.
Are there races of not races, but
I'm sure there are there races.
are there
Yeah.
other races of birds? Do some bird races get treated better than other bird races in society? I would say that, pigeons don't get a good rap already. They're called the rats of the sky. So why would they be treated more fairly and better than, say, a dove?
Well, a dove is essentially just a white pigeon.
I know, but guess what?
Yeah.
It's a white pigeon.
Yeah, I don't know why it's necessarily has its own name.
Well, it's a symbol
that
for
just
peace.
shows you. Well, and that just shows you that there is racism within birds.
Exactly.
As well, like this dove, it's the best and most purest of pigeons.
Oh,
so
of
let's
course.
call it a dove instead. Look, we're gonna hold this white pigeon above all other pigeons.
Yeah, look how pristine and angelic it appears compared to, those birds that have other colors on them besides white.
Yeah, I mean it still scavenges and shits on the ground just like any other bird. So
Wait, are you saying that the white birds are similar to the non-white birds?
I know, controversial thing to say, but yes, I'm not a purist when it comes to birds.
You love all birds equally.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would get a job from any bird.
Yeah, for any bird.
Would you let any bird perch upon your extended appendage?
Like a finger?
Or sure. That's one example.
other?
That's one example of an extended appendage.
One of many examples a man can extend.
Excuse me, let me extend this example your way.
Yeah, I say the biggest difference is I think my finger I can just very freely extend
without worry.
Other certain appendages sometimes I have no control over whether or not they extend.
Gotcha. And it's not necessary.
Or I can't just sit here and willingly extend it. Like,
done.
No.
Okay.
I tried.
You need some type of visual aid or audio aid, maybe.
Like a woo?
Yeah, like a sound effect.
Whistle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Oh, you're asking if I need an audio aid to extend my other.
Yeah, no, not is there a sound effect accompanying the extension of your appendage.
All right, I'm stupid. I'm realizing this.
Would an audio aid help with the extension of that particular appendage? Yeah, plus using the finger, there's much less of a social faux pas about it, Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot different if you're like, I'm going to call my messenger bird over to me or my racing pigeon to me, and I'm going to have it perch on my appendage.
Yeah.
And you pull your pants down.
Yeah.
And have a massive erection, as I like to describe it. It's massive in my eyes.
You're alone in that regard.
It's massive in my eyes and in magnifying mirrors.
So if it's like really close up, if it's basically touching your eye, it looks huge.
Dude, if I could do that,
right? I mean,
and yeah, it would. I mean, objects that are closer to your eye are going to look bigger. They're going to encompass the entire, view range of your eye. Yeah, if I could touch my dick with my, if I could touch my eye with my dick, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I'd be 2 feet to my left.
No. If you could if you could touch your eye with your dick, we would definitely be having this conversation. That's all we would talk about.
Well, okay, we wouldn't be on this call right now, is what I'm saying.
You would be preoccupied,
occupied. That was dumb.
It was, because I don't even know where the joke was. Oh,
eyed.
the
I'm
eyeball.
putting emphasis on the eyed part. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Not very good. I'm not going to say it's very good.
But, to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't be poking myself in the eye with my penis. I would be doing other things.
You'd be poking other people's eyes.
No, because I can do that anyway.
So,
I mean,
anyone
I wouldn't without consent.
Anyone could poke their eye with their penis. They would just have to be able to, they'd have to be okay parting with it.
They'd have to be what?
Okay parting with it.
Parting with their penis?
Yeah.
Or their eye?
Their penis, because you would have to remove it from the body.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I could do it without removing it, that's why I said we wouldn't be on this call right now. I'd be testing out circumstances.
I think if you could do it post removing it, you would also be somewhere else right now, like maybe a hospital. I don't think you would be on this call right now. Yeah. So in what scenario?
I think if I were to have removed it, the last thing I would be thinking about is poking myself in the eye with it.
Unless that's the reason you removed it, because then you'd be like, okay, now I can finally do it. I can finally do this.
Well, I think I would still be like, let me go to the hospital first.
Make sure everything's all square.
Take care of the bleeding.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff.
Get doctor confirmation.
Then I'll go back home.
Yeah.
And I'll start poking myself in the eye.
Gotcha. You'll do it on the way home. You're not going to wait till you get home. I know it. You'll be at stoplights, like looking over at the driver next to you, going like, check this out. Bink, bink, bink. But then you still like mimed like the blowjob act, even though you could really just do it.
And then I pass out from the pain and crash into like another vehicle or something. And then they'll bring me back to the hospital and think I somehow lost my penis in the accident and reattach it.
And then you'll be upset.
And then I'm just like, fucking goddamn it.
But here's the problem.
Here we go again.
That's assuming that the hospital would release you without pain medication, and they would say it's okay for you to operate a motor vehicle. They would make sure you had a ride home
and without already reattaching my penis.
Yeah, well, the reason you went there was not like, hey, please reattach this. They're like, hey, just stop the bleeding. I want this to be detached.
Yeah, sew this up.
Yeah, close this sucker up. I'm going to use this for things, so don't reattach it because I got some plans. Just make sure I'm safe to leave this place. I'm not going to be in pain, and I can operate heavy machinery.
Do you have a bucket and some ice that I can keep this in the meantime?
But make sure that it's in some other type of bag or whatever and not in direct contact with the ice because you don't want to have it.
Or do I put it in milk like a tooth?
Is that to give it calcium? What's the milk thing?
For the tooth thing? Yeah.
Oh, is
for
it?
Teeth, yeah. Yeah, you keep it in milk so that it doesn't like die. So you can go and get it put back in.
Interesting. I didn't know
It'd
that.
It'd be a really fucked up thing to do to a kid. As the kid's losing his teeth, just put it in milk and then go back to the dentist and shove it back in.
I was thinking like you serve from a bowl of teeth in the morning for breakfast.
Oh, what?
Like, here's all your teeth.
Why?
Cereal and milk.
No, I'm starting to get why you went there, but why did you think that's where I was going with it?
Milk. I don't know. What else do you do with milk?
And then you
dip
chip
cookies
your
in
teeth on your other teeth.
Yeah. Ow. Yeah. And then you have to get those pulled, and then you just get more to eat in the morning. The next morning, you have a bigger breakfast. Then you.
Well, how would you have more? Because if they ate some of the teeth.
Well, they cracked their tooth on like the first bite, so they spit it out, and then they had to rush to the dentist to get the newly chipped or cracked tooth pulled, and then that got sent home with the milk, and you're like, thanks, doctor.
Why would the dentist send you home with a tooth in milk instead of
so that it doesn't die, and it could be, that's how you keep teeth fresh. It's food storage, man. It's all about food safety.
Right.
You don't want to eat contaminated, food.
Like how you had to salt meat back in the day so it wouldn't rot.
Yeah. Imagine that must have been so tasty.
Just overly salted meats.
Overly salted meats.
Yeah. Well, it's the life of a seaman.
This dripping salty substance coating the meat. Mm-hmm. Imagine that in your mouth.
Just a viscous covering of salt.
A coating, if you will.
A glaze, one might say.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
A glaze of salt.
A glazy, salty substance.
Yeah, yeah. Like a savory donut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want to get from Holiday. The Holiday bathroom.
For anybody who doesn't know what Holiday is,
It's a petrol
is
station in the
a gas
States.
station / convenience store. It's not everywhere though. It's a Minnesota company, so they're not super spread out.
Look, it's a petrol station in the Midwest portion of the States.
Okay, you say petrol. For anybody who doesn't know what petrol is, that's what they call gasoline outside of the United States.
Yeah, and the States is what other people outside of the United States call the United States.
Yeah.
I'm
The
went over to
United
this.
States is a portion of North America.
Right, but a lot of people just call it America because they're dumb.
Yeah.
And they don't
Yeah.
consider Canada and Mexico as also part of North America. Or any of South America. It's all America, but in our eyes, just the United States is what America is.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably just refer to it that way too. And to be fair, I'm sure Canada and Mexico are both okay with not being referred to as America.
Probably.
They're like, we don't have nothing to do with that.
So, when Trump was running for president, with the slogan "Make America Great
Which
Again,"
time?
do you think that people down in Peru were like, "Oh, finally"?
Right.
Brazil, Chile, Uruguay, they're like, "Yes, we're going to be great
he's
again."
gonna do us a service.
Yeah. Even though he was also talking about building a wall across the border of Mexico.
Yeah. To separate part of America from America.
Yeah, sorry. I think you should learn some of your geography before you create a campaign slogan. I'm sure he didn't create that campaign slogan, though.
No.
I'm sure he had someone else do that for him.
It'd have been great if it actually said "Make North America Great Again."
That would be awesome.
Be even more like.
Yeah, I want
Like
I want my Managa hat. It's close.
That is close.
Close. But it's not. It's close, but it's not. We have fun here.
Wow.
Welcome
Wow.
to High School Famous class. Please turn your
Oh, Jesus.
textbooks to page 169. We're talking about geography today
Apparently, Jesus Christ.
and all of its uses.
I think it's also funny if you think about the make America Great Again to also include South America.
Yeah, like when I said
It's
Chile and Brazil. Do you think I was talking
Oh
about
yeah. I wasn't.
non-South America?
I honestly.
You thought that was all in Mexico, didn't you?
No. It wasn't that. It was I just wasn't paying
Listening to
close
me.
enough attention. I was listening, but I wasn't like as you were talking. I was just like, yeah, it's funny, but not really thinking about where those countries were.
Yeah. Those are all jumbled into,
We'll cut that.
those are all jumbled into Canada, right? Brazil's in Canada, right? That's
Yeah.
a province. The Brazilian province.
Yeah.
I bet. Imagine how much different Canada would be if Brazil and Paraguay and Chile and all those places were part of Canada.
Oh, like Canada was surrounding the U.S.
Yeah, do you think we would be
areas.
nervous?
No, Canadians seem pretty chill,
Right, but
and that's not a joke about their country being cold.
yeah, but I'm talking about if you incorporate the South American countries, if that all becomes part of Canada as well, then you can't
still
say
don't-
that about the weather of Canada
Right.
or the people of Canada.
But I mean, I could still say that about the people of Canada. There's not. You don't really. I mean, is there a lot of like bad news about South American countries? I mean, yeah, there is.
Is Cuba in South America?
No, Cuba is an island.
Right, but what
I guess-
continent does it belong to?
Oh, that I'm not entirely sure of. I think it's part of North America.
Oh, okay.
I think this is a great geography lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Just like I don't know, maybe.
yeah, it's somewhere on the earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's surrounded by water, which I mean, I guess technically all continents are, and islands. Can't be an
Yep.
island without water around it. That's what I've heard.
That's I heard the same thing. Do we have the same teacher?
Yeah.
Because we know that every teacher of geography teaches different, teaches a bunch of
Yeah.
different facts about geography.
teaches what they want you to know.
Oh yeah, yeah. There are flat Earth geography teachers, I'm sure.
Oh God, that sounds awful. There really better not be. I'd rather there just be flat earther students in there just trying to contest everything they're saying than actually having a teacher that's teaching people flat earth shit.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I mean, flat earthers are probably homeschooled. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I can't guarantee this, but if some teacher was teaching flat earth as though it were factual to kids, then they would go home and tell their parents, and then somebody would complain right away, and then the superintendent or the principal or somebody would say, hey, stop teaching this nonsense to these children. Otherwise, we will fire you, and you will not get glass blowing tenure. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We will. Wait, what?
Fire you out of a cannon.
We'll fire you out of a cannon and into our hearts.
You know, I believe we've mentioned firing people out of cannons before when like making them leave a job.
I don't think so.
I believe we have.
Well,
go back and listen.
You shouldn't. What?
Pull the clip.
So what?
Pull the clip and send it.
Found it. Episode 35. The beans are a coming.
That is definitely not the title of any episode.
Not yet.
It won't be this one either.
Oh, so I shouldn't. Okay. No sense in jotting that down. Well, today, the day of this.
Is that what Paul Revere was saying when he was doing his ride?
The beans, they are a coming. Someone opened the can of worms to fend off the beans.
Don't listen to Paul Revere. Paul Revere just dropped on his head as a kid.
He's a nutcase.
Don't pay attention to him. Don't pay any attention to Paul Revere.
Now, we all know that Paul Revere was not the only one who was riding out to warn of the British coming. I'm not sure why he's the one who gets the attention, but there were more than one. Because how effective is it to be like, let's have one guy go out and warn everybody?
Right.
No, they're going to send out several to cover a large area in a shorter amount of time. Why is Paul Revere the featured participant in that act?
I don't know. This is geography class. We'll have to, when we do our history lesson, we'll look into that one.
We're going to save that one for the history lesson, which is next period, which is page 169. Every page is a different subject in this textbook.
This is page 169.
170 is the page I meant.
I was hoping you were just going to name some way future number.
Oh, yeah.
We won't get into the history until 201. Sorry.
Oh, that's soon? I was going to say 2000.
Oh, I read it wrong. I dropped a 0. Sorry.
That's what happens a lot in dyslexia. You just drop characters.
Yeah. It also happens, as you get older in life and you just realize that some people are a waste of time for you to keep in their life. You just drop characters.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like, you get confused about prices. Like, oh, yeah. Oh, no. I lost a 0 in this price. I should get it for, $4.10.
No, that's a super stupid, lame dad thing to do when something doesn't scan at a register and you're just like, oh, I guess it's free, huh?
Oh, well, I didn't say that. But
I know, but that's what it made me think of.
I am not a fan of that thing.
It's really lame.
Man, at work the other day, somebody was like, "Oh, I heard 2 people go by each other in passing. Oh, how are you?" And then someone says something like, "Same shit, different day." I said that's been said 12 billion times. That is not funny anymore.
At least
it was at best mildly funny the first time it was ever said. And so I talked to 2 other coworkers of mine, and I said, we need to come up with new standardized small talk. We need to wipe out this old shit because I'm so tired of hearing it. We need to incorporate some new terms for people to throw out, and they didn't really get behind it.
I prefer when when a bunch of stuff gets dumped on you that you don't normally do, then you just say same day different shit.
I haven't heard that.
Flip on it.
You flipped the script.
I just made it up.
I mean, are you jotting it down so we can incorporate that?
I didn't.
Well, we have it on record. You can pull the clip later.
Oh, I won't.
Tasty. So, if Paul Revere were warning people about beans, what would be the immediate danger that you imagine of a lot of beans being released or to invade an area?
Hold on. I was writing.
Give me a long time to come
Bean
up with
danger.
that.
What would be a bean danger? I
Yeah.
guess if it was a town full of people who are allergic to beans. I mean, it depends on the type of beans. Is it a variety of beans, or is it a specific bean that's coming?
They're British beans.
Like what's a famous British bean?
You know,
Mr. Bean. Oh.
Mr. Beans. Yeah. He's gonna
Like a horde of Mr. Bean clones.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah. No
That's
one wants
awful.
that. No one wants that.
There's gonna be a lot of mishaps.
A lot of hilarious mishaps and misunderstandings, and not a lot of spoken word about it.
No, lots of weird grunts and yeah, just really like awkward things happening. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds awful. A horde of Mr. Beans.
Yeah. I think we just
I mean, you'd have to lock up. You got to lock up your doors and
batten down the hatches, as it were.
Yeah, if you don't have a panic room,
build one.
You know, well, I'll say the best thing is, you know, what do you do in an earthquake? Get in a doorway.
I suppose, but
because it's a sturdy place that the roof won't collapse on you.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So we're worried about the Mr. Beans collapsing structures.
I mean, if there's a whole horde of them coming, it would probably make the ground shake.
Yeah, and if you do end up getting in some sort of panic room or shelter, ironically, you want to have it fully stocked with, say, cans of beans. Beans.
Tons of beans. They keep for a long time.
Do you think that, what if everyone threw their unopened cans of beans at the Mr. Beans to knock them out?
Yeah.
Like newspaper editors and whatnot would just have a field day with coming up with headlines for that.
Yeah.
Beans, beaned by beans.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thanks.
That would probably be it.
That tops them all.
That would probably be the one.
Yeah, beans, beaned by beans. You know.
Yeah, because I couldn't think of one.
Yeah.
So
you're like, hold on a minute. But based on the fact that you couldn't think of one, that means that mine was good.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for the affirmation.
I was gonna go somewhere with something.
Florida with a suitcase.
No, I apparently lost my keys on that thought, so I'm not going anywhere. I just came up with that.
Great.
Feel free to use it.
Yeah, I will definitely. If I want to use it, I will use it.
Yeah. That one is absolutely free for anyone.
Public domain.
That's what I was trying to find in my brain. Couldn't find it. I'm full of not finding things today.
Yeah, that's great. So
which makes me empty, not full at all. Yeah, I was up way too late last night.
I heard that you were up really late. Somewhere in the
area. I didn't
area.
get home till 4:30.
Somewhere north of 4 a.m.
Yeah, I didn't get home till 4:30. And I slept way later than I normally do. I didn't get up till almost noon.
That was kind of
upset about that.
That was kind of another thing where I was like, maybe we should wait.
Nah, this is
let's do it.
We're good. I'm full of beans.
Full of beans.
Full of beans.
Right? That's a saying. It's a real saying.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're full of beans. All right.
I'm glad I ran that by you to make sure it was a saying.
This episode is just full of beans today, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I got in my pantry?
Beans?
I got some chili beans. I got some kidney beans. I've got some calanelli. How do you say it? The white ones.
Don't ask me.
The superior beans.
It must be
cannellini, maybe? I think it's cannellini
sure.
beans. Yeah.
Sounds like a pasta.
You could probably mush them into the shape of a pasta, but you're not fooling anybody.
That sounds awful.
You can only fool someone with that from a distance.
You enjoy kidney beans?
In chili.
Okay.
I don't just
eat. You buy separate kidney beans to put in chili?
Yes.
Okay.
I buy chili.
You make your own chili?
Yeah, I buy chili beans and I buy kidney beans. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't just pour out a can of beans and just eat them.
Well, I don't know.
The only beans I'd eat are like baked beans.
Yeah, those are the best.
And
those are my favorite beans.
I don't know. Do you know this? What kind of beans are those? I don't know what kind of beans those are. I know they're baked.
Baked.
So don't.
Yeah, they're just baked. As far as that's all that matters to me.
So wait, so this particular type of bean doesn't technically exist until they are baked.
Yeah, they grow baked.
They grow. Yeah, they're grown in an environment that's kept at 350 degrees.
Yeah.
We all know this about baked beans.
Yeah. Duh.
Great retort. That was awesome. Yeah.
Well, we're not going to cover this till history class, or that wouldn't be history either.
No, that'd
I guess,
be
unless you're
economics.
talking about-
No, not economics. What am I thinking of? Home ec? Home economics?
That or some like cooking classes.
Yeah, like we had food
History of-
occupations. We had food
Yeah.
occupations.
History of food.
Yeah.
It could be history.
Geography of food. Food geography. Food math.
Yeah, there can be that too.
Yeah, there can.
Food geography for sure.
Yeah,
where
you learn about
where
which.
all
Yeah,
grown.
yeah, like where do tomatoes come from?
Cultivated.
What part of the country
Ground.
can you find? Oh, that wow.
I mean, they don't.
You
they come
skipped
from
that.
a plant.
You skipped that class, didn't you?
I
The ground.
had a free period.
You had a free period. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you did or didn't? No, wait a minute. I'm lost. So you
I skipped taking that class and took a free period instead.
gotcha. You took study hall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Or did you take pigeon racing?
That was an elective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got college credit.
We all took that one. Yeah, it
It'd
helped.
be great if there was a pigeon racing.
It helped you get your
a
PhD in pseudoscience or something. Is that that's not a thing? Is it? That's not a PhD. Pseudoscience.
No. The P stands for pseudo.
That's like yeah. I
I
got
was
my
going to say the P and PhD stood for pigeon in this case, and I was trying to think of what the H and the D would be, but you made the pseudoscience
pigeons
remark,
Holland,
and now I'm lost.
pigeons Holland Dick. I don't know.
Whoa.
Well,
The dick I cut off.
yeah, yes, yeah. They were perched on it. You cut it off, so then they flew away with it. It's still in their grasp. You cut it off while they were perched.
I'm like, deliver this.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
flew off.
Send this to someone. I don't care who.
Yeah.
Just have it.
Give,
Just here's a note that says surprise.
that's how you can give the D long distance.
Yeah. Well, some people can just naturally do that.
Sounds uncomfortable.
The sound of it doesn't matter. It's how it feels.
I assume it would be uncomfortable for both parties involved.
And anyone in between.
Especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just walking down the street and all of a sudden you trip.
Well, it's just like the world's largest game of limbo. And not
It's
like
just like-
not like when you kill yourself and you can't get into heaven or whatever. Like not that kind of limbo.
Right.
Like where you just try to duck down underneath a really stiff rod.
Yeah. Yep. I follow.
I'm familiar. I thought you were going to say I'm familiar with that game.
I'm familiar with the game, I guess, of Limbo. Is it a game? What is it?
I don't know either. A
A
contest?
dance? Like, what the fuck?
Is it it's like a competition. Remember when you do that at
Yeah.
the roller rink? You try to skate under the limbo bar?
I've seen it. I mean, I never partook.
You
but
never
yeah.
did it?
No.
Most people that were normal could just like crouch down so it's almost like they're on one knee and you just gotta skate under it. But
Right.
some people are like crazy and they're doing the splits and all this other nonsense. That was not
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that. I was not coming in anywhere near first, second, or third place in the roller skating limbo. Let's just say that.
I probably would have just like skated into it with no attempt at going under.
Just
and
crash
took
into
the
it?
bar out. Yeah, and then just the two people holding it just get taken out also.
What if you
'Cause they're on
tried?
wheels.
Because for some reason they're standing like with it in front of them, like as you're
Well,
coming.
no,
toward-
I mean they'd be holding it to the side, but then they're on wheels. They're probably on skates too.
maybe, but
So
their
then you
skates.
just roll into it, and then they kind of go with you.
No, their skates are perpendicular to your skates. I mean, this is they do this all the
You don't know
time.
how I skate.
They do. Okay, that's a fair point.
Don't judge.
That's a fair point, I guess. I would do great at committing suicide on roller skates and then being in that roller skate limbo.
You'd probably fall and stop before you got to the stick.
No, the limbo where you're not getting into heaven, that limbo.
Oh, that one? Oh, you'd be good at that.
Yes.
I mean, I think anybody who does it's good at it.
Well, if you're gonna let's look at this. So if you're gonna end up in limbo, the religious limbo,
Right.
show up in style. Show up with some skates.
I was just trying to think of religious limbo.
But show up with some skates or a skateboard or something. You can, you're cruising around.
Oh, so you're saying like commit suicide while you're in roller skates so that your skates go with you?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
what you're wearing clearly goes with you to, afterlife.
Of course, because we all know that, being naked is indecent.
Yeah. Well, then why is it when people get raptured, only their bodies go and all their clothes stay behind?
Well, that has yet to be really fact checked.
I feel like
When
nudity is
people
very-
get raptured, do you know a lot of people that have been raptured, Matt? Does this happen a lot? Are people going around and getting raptured every day?
Do you think I surround myself with the type of people that would get raptured?
Oh, you don't. I don't associate with those types of people.
Well, no, I mean, the religious people I do know, I mean, let's be honest.
Oh, so you're talking about
They're not gonna get raptured.
religious people in general, not
Yeah, like
just
super
those
devoted.
not just those that get raptured.
Well, those would be the ones that would get raptured, the ones that are believers.
But no, because Matt,
The ones, the ones that'll tell you that because you spit on the ground, you're going to go to hell.
but anyone that is still alive, maybe I don't know what rapturing is, or being raptured.
Okay.
But I think you have to be dead post rapturing. No, what is rapturing? I'm completely wrong about this. Then
The rapture is basically when God decides, like, okay, all these people are going to go to heaven and the earth, I'm just going to let the earth go so Satan can have it. So
Okay.
I'm going to rapture all the good people up into heaven. Haven't you ever seen the movie This Is the End?
no,
Okay, don't. It's terrible.
but I thought that was Armageddon, or is that the same thing?
No.
What's
No,
Armageddon? then?
Armageddon is like, you're asking the fucking wrong person to be to have like a super definition of any of this shit.
A
but-
super definition.
yeah, I think Armageddon is like
That's how I describe my abs.
the earth. I can't remember exactly when, but what all of it really is. I also, when I was, in like church shit, and I would take Sunday school classes. I hated it, so I never fucking paid attention anyways. So, and plus I don't think we really talked about the rapture or Armageddon. It was more so just talking about the Bible. But I wouldn't pay attention because I hated it. So
But
I was bad at Sunday school.
but in the Bible, don't they talk about the rapture and Armageddon?
I'm sure they do, but we didn't cover those.
Got it.
Or if we did, I didn't pay attention.
I think that
I was
both are right.
I was pretty much not into religion the moment I was born or realized that I was being put through some of that shit. I was just like, not
What,
for
like
me.
you're born and you were given like a card with a checkbox, like a yes or no on religion. You're like, nah, not for me.
Yeah, as soon as you're baptized.
Oh, as soon as you're baptized. So that's when you make the
Yeah.
choice. Nah, not for me.
Well, I wasn't given the choice.
No, but I see.
Yeah. No, I realized pretty early on, I'm just like, I don't like any of this. So yes, if I could check the box, I would have checked nah.
That's not one of the choices.
No, it's either heaven or hell. You have to choose which one.
Oh, I see.
That's the card that I could see them giving you. It's like, you can either follow us or not, so choose heaven or hell.
And then I would add one that says maybe
Yeah.
and check that one.
I'd be like, is there one that says I don't believe in the afterlife? Check.
They're like, yes, that's the hell box.
I'd be like, okay. If that's what it takes for me to get out of your religion, I'll check the hell box. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Where do you send these cards? Who's reviewing and evaluating these cards?
You put it in a suggestion box at the church.
So there's just a bunch of suggestions. Some say heaven and some say hell. Like, huh? I think we should stick with heaven, despite the
probably.
despite the overwhelming outvoting by hell. We're going to stick with
Yeah.
heaven in this church. Sir,
Yeah,
what
I mean, if there is,
Father? What is the purpose of this suggestion box? If the only two choices that people can suggest are heaven or hell, and we're always going to side with heaven, what's the box
Yeah.
for? It's like, oh, I never get to find out what the box is for. I devoted my
actually
life.
just a recycling.
I devoted my life to the church.
Yeah, no, it's just a recycling bin.
Yeah.
Also, I almost want to do this now because obviously, like you said, you call the priest's father this, father that. I think it'd be fun to go there and call him daddy.
For what
It's
purpose?
technically not wrong.
True.
Just because it'd be weird.
It's a less formal, addressing. But what effect are you trying to have?
Thank you, Daddy Francis. just to see their reaction, I guess, more than anything.
Thank you, Daddy. May I please have some more?
I think it's probably impolite to ask for more when you go up for communion.
Well,
I assume that's what you were referring to, is going up for communion and getting.
Yeah, that's the bread or whatever,
Christ
right?
cracker.
The Christ, the cracker and the wine as a child.
Cracker of Christ.
It's like the grape juice or whatever, and the cracker.
Yeah, well, for kids, it was grape juice,
right?
But for adults, it is actually wine.
Yeah, they're like, we need to make it so it's tolerable for them to be here.
Yeah,
let's juice them up.
That little freaking communion wafer is
part of Christ.
It's not delicious.
It's part of Christ.
I mean, it's a symbol.
Although
it's not technically.
I think I've seen them opening it, out of various packaging with brand names.
Well, yeah, they're mass produced.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like they have a Christ factory below the church where they're making it. But like, we have this skin flake of Christ that we've been cloning all these crackers off of.
Whoa! The church is cloning? They're playing God.
I mean, they would have had to.
True.
I mean, let's be honest, Sean. The church has played God for years. Hot take.
Hot take right here, coming at ya. Look out!
At your high school famous hot take.
Better duck. Oh,
yeah, limbo.
So this is completely off topic, but I want to see what you would come up with for yourself.
Okay.
My work, my job, likes to do silly, morale boosting, dumb, stupid little things that are
they're the worst.
Something that might be entertaining for children, but definitely not grown adults that are fully mentally developed. But we're having this kickoff meeting again this year, and they wanted everyone to submit a form where they come up with their own call sign, like a maverick or a goose or a whatever.
Okay.
And so what would you... Oh, there you go. I guess we already have the answer. You would go by which one?
I mean, if I was going to be a bird, maybe.
But I was thinking, I was going to ask you, what call sign would you come up with for yourself?
Because I use Lucky Captain Rabbit King for a lot of stuff, it'd probably be like, if it was just an animal, it'd probably just be rabbit.
A rabbit?
I mean, it's not that cool, but if I had to think of something cool or funny, I might need some time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I had some time, so.
Let me see if I can think of something.
I am not completely satisfied with what I came up with. I came up with Turtle Hurdle.
I mean, that's not a great call sign.
It's not, but
it's weird.
I felt pressured into submitting something.
Like, yeah, it's got to be something that kind of punches.
Yeah.
Turtle Hurdle is a bit, say, like, think of it as a Top Gun scenario, and you have another pilot on your team that's like just like about to like say, "Good shot."
Turtle Hurdle.
Yeah, it's. I mean, just turtle would be better, but I think it's got to be a shorter phrase, like asshole.
Nice shot, asshole. Do you know? Did you hear about Ewan McGregor's brother's call sign? He's in the Air Force.
I didn't know he had a brother.
He has a brother, and
Okay.
Ewan McGregor, we know.
This is exciting news for me.
Yes, yeah, he has a biological brother. I don't remember if it's younger or older, but he's in, I believe, the Air Force, and Ewan McGregor famously played Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. And so rather than going with Obi-Wan, he's Obi-2.
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, Turtle Hurdle's not looking so bad now, is it?
No, it's still bad. No, It's still really bad.
Like really bad?
I don't like it. I'm just being honest. I think you can do better.
I can't because the deadline was the 9th.
Oh, so you had submitted that.
I submitted that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I did. It's done.
Oh, Sean.
It's done.
Oh, no. Oh, Sean, sweetie, honey, no.
I don't know if we're going. I mean, I don't know if we're necessarily going for like legit badass military type call signs.
I wouldn't think it would have to be badass. I just think it needs to be better.
Look, I gave it seconds of thought, like
Yeah, apparently.
maybe leading up to a full minute. So
I'm disappointed.
I should have just submitted nothing. It probably would have been. I'm not. Yeah, you're like, I'm not mad.
I'm disappointed. It's worse.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, it's
Sean,
done. It's too late.
hurdle.
I could try to recant it. I could try to just go, hey, look, just I'm embarrassed by this. Can you please just pull it? I don't want to have any call sign, please.
Yeah.
And besides, it could be a situation where, like in our graphics communications class, where even though the deadline's passed, they're happy with anybody turning anything in. So maybe they would accept a late submission because maybe not a lot of people are participating.
Mm-hmm.
I should just try to resubmit it. Although it might, if I click on it now, like on Monday, it might say like this poll is closed or this, this form is closed or something. In which case I'll have to send a separate email with my request.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please forget my submission and take this instead.
Yeah. And this is Turtle Hurdle signing off. Oh no, I got to change my.
Yeah, no, I think you're stuck. Turtle Hurdle it is.
I already updated my email signature
to say Turtle Hurdle in it.
Yeah. And then below
the email that you send out to in office and out of office emails.
Every single person I send an email to gets that. And then right underneath that it says
emailing clients Turtle Hurdle.
And then right underneath that it says Managa.
You have to be careful with that.
I was very careful with that.
Yeah. Oh, because I refuse to cut things.
I know you do. That's why I was
but I'm all about amplifying things.
Gotcha. Noted.
That part of the podcast was really loud.
Very, yeah. For some reason,
down.
Yeah, we always have trouble with Sean's levels. He always, but this for some reason just was so boosted.
It was super, super booming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And slowed down slightly so you could really make out
every syllable, even though it was sort of, not trying to be different. Some parts that are supposed to be sort of one syllable were sort of split up into two.
Yeah.
That's my call sign.
Yeah. Now the fact that you have that on internal and external emails, I'm kind of more okay with it now.
Okay. All right.
Because I can imagine like customers or clients seeing your signature and it says Turtle Hurdle on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Because out of context, they're just like, why does Sean's email suddenly say Turtle Hurdle on it?
And I am going to not call any attention to it or acknowledge it. Like if they ask about it in response, I'm just going to say, I'll just reply to like whatever the issue is or whatever the business part of the email is and just never address the Turtle Hurdle portion of my email.
Yeah. It's just what? I don't know what it Turtle Hurdle. What? I don't know.
And the best part about it is I'm not at all required to add it to my email signature. In fact, it's probably something I shouldn't do.
Yeah, I imagine.
So that's even better.
Yep. So it's just a matter of time before somebody finally like, Sean, please remove that.
Yeah. That was supposed to be a fun little thing that wasn't supposed to be going out to customers.
Like I take this very seriously.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I am now turtle.
Yeah. Imagine what a Turtle Hurdle even is. Have you thought about that?
Right. Wow. No, I didn't.
That's the whole thing. It's supposed to be a head scratcher.
It's a limbo stick.
It's a stiff rod.
Mm-hmm. The best kind. It's like rebar down there.
I mean, there are definitely times where it would be better if it were not in that state.
More like a wet noodle.
Yeah. Like at church.
And less like a dry noodle.
Yeah, that's in the shape and has the same contours of the wet noodle. I have very weird erections.
Kind of noodle. I was thinking spaghetti.
Uh,
Clearly, you were thinking
lasagna.
like farfarelli or some shit.
What if it was like a lasagna noodle?
I was thinking farfarelli, which is the bow tie pasta.
Of course you were, because you're all about
Even weirder.
You're all about weird bow ties.
I'm not. I've worn bow ties like 3 or 4 times in my entire life. I'm not all about them.
I think
I
probably
figured out how to tie a regular tie into a bow tie, and I was kind of for that for a while.
I think I wore one of those like just sort of clipped together bow ties.
Yeah.
I
had a weird stage where I was
times.
really into like different types of tie like tying
Knots.
methods.
Yeah, I remember. And
that's
like
the word.
And then you had mentioned that one type that you found to be particularly difficult, and then I, to spite you, got it in one try. The next time I wore a tie to a formal affair that we both attended.
Yeah. I don't recall that at all. I mean, I figured out how to do it. It just took me a while to get it to look nice.
I think it was a wedding, and I remember like Iman's family being there.
Maybe.
So I don't remember. I don't remember whose wedding it was, but I remember pointing out that I got my tie tied in the way that you were having trouble with, and I got other compliments on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good night. That's what constitutes.
Somebody was running around yelling beans.
Yeah, Matt's warning us all of the beans
are coming.
So that means I bet the church was cloning the beans too.
I don't think the church had anything to do with the beans.
It was the British church. They were like the head of everything back then. If the beans are attacking, yeah, the
I don't
English.
think the British church has been in charge of anything. It's always been the fucking Vatican.
Oh,
which is in Italy.
Well, whoever it was a church that helped with the attack of the American settlers in the Revolutionary War, and what? That's when that's the whole the
I was mixing up my wars.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
For some reason, when you said revolutionary, I was thinking civil.
Yeah, well, it was
I'm like, that's not the right war, Sean. I'm like, oh, wait, no. As I was saying no, I'm like, no.
What we've learned, Matt,
trying to pull it back.
What we've learned in a future history class, Matt, is the Revolutionary War was anything but civil.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday, Managa.
Oh my God, no.
I'm not saying it.
If you have a question, complaint, or threat for Sean or Matt, you can reach us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, or Instagram at HSFamousPod, or you can email the show at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. No animals were pleasured during the making of this podcast, despite our best efforts. All hail our Lord and Savior.
The rod, a really stiff rod.